Well, hopefully, you've been successful on installing your Inventor test drive files themselves and have the Inventor product installed also on your machine. You may have noticed that inside of your test drive files there is an icon that will be placed on your desktop. As I mentioned in the previous video, you may want to go through and actually have a workbook on your screen. I do still strongly suggest that watching the PowerPoint with the associated videos, you'll be much more successful. So kind of getting back to working with the product itself. What we really would like to take a look at in this first video, of course, is the Autodesk Inventor environment. If you're brand new to 2010 Autodesk Inventor, or just brand new to Autodesk Inventor itself, I'm going to guide you through some very quick setup processes for your project you need to be working on with the test drive. Again, this is brought to you by Autodesk Technologies. This first video, as followed through the PowerPoint presentation, will guide you through the user interface with Autodesk Inventor. This is meant for if you're a new user to Autodesk Inventor to get you set up properly for the given exercises to follow. The first and most important thing, after you extracted your zip files, you want to, inside of Inventor, set up your project environment. If this is brand new, this may already be set up for you. But by selecting the project folder on my Get Started menu inside of Inventor, it gives me a list of files. We want to ensure that the Inventor 2010 test drive in this case is double-clicked and has a check mark by it. If Inventor 2010 test drive is not in this list, you also have the ability to browse to that file. So in this case, I will browse to the default location of C drive, Autodesk Learning, Inventor 2010 test drive. Here you will find an Inventor 2010 test drive.ipj file. That is your Inventor test drive project file. At this point you make that selection and select Open. Again, being brand new to Inventor, there's a few things. Of course, you want to learn a little bit about the environment you're going to be working in. The Get Started tab has some nice learning paths, the Getting Started guide, that'll help you walk through the environment, but I'll give you a quick overview. You are going to be working in multiple files today. With these multiple files, you're going to find that you have an IPT file. An IPT file is just a single part file. A DWG file is your drawing environment file. An IAM file is your assembly file when working inside of Inventor. An IDW file, which is another type of drawing file inside the Autodesk Inventor environment. An IPN file, which is going to be our presentation environment, and a Weldment IAM, which is just allows you to use selected tools for the Weldment environment. But today you'll be mainly concentrating on the IPT, the IAM, the DWG, and the IPN. Once initiating a single part file, you're going to be automatically put into the sketch environment, which most consider this being the 2D environment of Autodesk Inventor. If you have AutoCAD experience in your background, you will recognize that the tools inside of this environment are very similar or the same as the tools you find in AutoCAD. Again, this 2D environment, or the sketch environment, allows you to create all your 2D design very effectively. Once completed with your 2D portion of your design, you will be selecting a finished sketch, and this will take you into the feature functionality for 3D modeling on a single part level. This is where you'll find your extrude commands, revolve commands, abilities to add your holes, fillets, chamfers, and etc. Another environment you'll be introduced to today is the standard IAM file, or the assembly environment. This is where we can put our multiple single part files into one area and create our assemblies. Again, this environment gives you a few different tabs for your selections and tools you may use. A third environment that you will be using today, of course, is your drawing environment. The tools associated with this environment are broken down in two main areas that you'll use. One is the ability to create your views with the Place View tab and the view selections that are accessible from there. And also your Annotate. This is where we can apply all of our dimensional information, symbols, and text to the associated drawing views. Again, we'd like to thank you and welcome you to the Autodesk Inventor Test Drive, brought to you by Tata Technologies. If you should experience any difficulties when working through the Autodesk Inventor Test Drive, please feel free to contact us at Tata Technologies. As you can see in this video, I have the web link on the screen, www.tatatechnologies.com/Autodesk/AskTheCADGeek.asp. On one other area you can find free support while working through the test drive is directly from our blog site, askthecadgeek.blogspot.com. From this area in our blog that we post to on a daily basis, you'll find tips and tricks of not only the Inventor product, but also the other Autodesk products that we currently support. Also, again, asking for any free technical help, you can find it at the upper right corner. You can make that selection and easily get into our CAD Geek Center to ask your question. I do ask that you preference your question at first with Test Drive. And that will make sure that you come top of our priority list for answering your question. It can be an installation question, a usage question, or where do you go from here? We look forward to speaking with you, and thanks again.